Hey everybody, Matumbo here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena. And I do feel like I need to clarify a few things real quick before we actually get into the video. So point number one is we've already played our games. We actually recorded our intro earlier. We played our games and we were about to record our wrap up, and then we realized we made a big mistake. And mistake would be point number two is, as you can see here, this deck, when we built it, it was 100% intended to be a historic deck. All of the cards ended up being standard, and we knew that, but we said, you know what, we still built this specifically for historic. We are going to play it as historic. Well, we went in, we played our games. I'm not going to tell you the outcome of those games because you'll still have to watch those games. Well, we forgot to change the queue from the little tab from standard to historic, and we didn't see that until we accidentally went in again, and we played a bunch of standard games instead of historic games. So we're playing a standard historic deck in standard and not in historic like we intended to do. So yeah, so welcome to a happy Thanksgiving Day deck with standard. So not something that we intended, but it happened, so we're just gonna have to all live with it. So real quick though, if you enjoyed the video and the deck, please hit that subscribe button. If not, I'm sorry, hit it anyway. I promise the content, you know, as the days progress will be a lot better than this. But anyway, again, hit the button, check out all the cool links down below, and let me know in the comments down below what you think about this deck and what you want to see in a future video. So let's hop right into this deck, and we are playing Happy Foodsgiving. Again, it is Thanksgiving here. You'll be seeing this deck on Thanksgiving, and we are playing mono green food. So with this deck, we want to be pushing out food as quickly as possible. We're going to try to be as aggressive as possible, and we're just going to try to overrun our opponents with creatures. And yeah, so let's really just hop in. Let's look at all these cards. And again, this is a standard deck, but I did, you know, I wanted to build a food deck for Thanksgiving, and we built it. We took a look at it. We're like, oh, this is standard. Maybe we should make some changes. And you know, we said, you know what? No, we built it as intended. We're just going to play it, and it's our fault. But let's see what we're playing with. We got 4 Gilded Goose. Gilded Goose is the standard version of Llanowar Elf, and again, I made the conscious decision not to include Llanowar Elf because we're playing food, and Gilded Goose makes food. So we have 3 copies of Ram Through. This is a removal spell. It's going to allow our creatures to deal damage to their creatures, and if we have big, dumb, trampling creatures, which we do, we get to deal the extra damage to our opponent. We have 1 copy of Scavenging Ooze, just in case we need to gain some life, and this card will be able to grow out of range, especially when we're killing their creatures with cards like Ram Through, and they're blocking our giant creatures and having to jump block. So we have 4 copies of Trail of Crumbs. This is a cool card. This does make a food token when it comes into play, and it says whenever you sack a food, you can pay a colorless, and when you do, you get to look at the top 2 cards of your library, and you get to put 1 permanent from them into your hand. It's a great way to draw cards since we are going to be generating a lot of food. Yeah, 1 copy of Thrashing Bronzeton, again because we were under the assumption that we were going to be playing a lot of artifact decks in historic, so wanted to include this in there for that reason. 4 copies of Kazandu Mammoth. This is a 3/3. It's going to have the landfall ability to get +2/+2 each turn. We play a land. It also doubles as a land. Since we are playing slightly fewer land, we're playing 23. This is going to pump us up to 27 land. So it really helps itself by being a land. 4 copies of Lovestruck Beast. Again, we can make 1/1s and we can make 5/5s. And this card is really hard to deal with. This card itself also helps us power out our Great Henge on turn 4, because this is going to reduce the cost by 5, so then this Great Henge will only cost 4 mana. So Great Henge, as you know, is a ridiculous artifact. It taps for 2 mana, you gain 2 life every time you tap it, and whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+1 permanently, and you get to draw a card. So it's just going to fuel a bunch of card draw engine. We have 4 copies of Wicked Wolf. Again, a great creature because it is a 4 mana 3/3. When it comes into play, it does get to fight something, And then at the same time, you can sacrifice a food to give it +1/+1 a counter, and then give it indestructible until end of turn. So if you go into full control mode, you can actually play this before you target your creature you're going to fight, and then before it actually fights, you sack a food, make it indestructible, it becomes a permanent 4/4, and then you can kill one of their creatures, and your guy's indestructible. So it's a really, really good card in a food-based deck. We have 3 copies of Questing Beast because, again, this is probably, well, this is easily the best creature in Arena right now. The best green creature in Arena. It has 37 lines of text. Everything about this is just busted. This is a card you always want to play. We did have 4 of these in here, but again, we took one out to put into one copy of Thrashing Bronodon. Again, because we thought we were playing Historic, and we thought we were going to be playing a lot of artifacts and enchantments. We have 2 copies of Vivian. Vivian is going to allow us to make 3/3s. It's going to allow us to cast creatures on top of our library as though they were in our hand. And we can -2 to cast a creature and then go search for another creature out of our deck. So this is great because, again, this is going to allow us to cast creatures off the top of our deck, any of these creatures, and then those creatures are going to get +1/+1 from the Great Henge, and then we're going to draw cards and blah 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 blah, and we're just going to, again, go crazy with this. And last but not least, the king of the house, the guy that's going to bring all the food to our Happy Foodsgiving Day party is the Feasting Troll King. This 6 mana, 7/6 Vigilance Trample creature. It says, whenever it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, create 3 food tokens. Sacrifice 3 food tokens to return it from the graveyard to the battlefield, but you can only do that during your turn. But again, though, a 6 mana, 7/6 Vigilance Trample is great stats on its own. The fact that it provides a way to return itself if you cast it from your hand the first time is really, really good. So you essentially you get to cast this, and then you get to bring it back once they remove it for free. So it's really, really powerful. And then again, we do have 23 lands. We have 4 Castle Garenbrigs, and then we have 2 Bonders Enclaves because we have a ton of creatures that are going to allow us to draw cards off of this. And yeah, so this is the deck. And again, go into the videos knowing that while I'm playing, for some reason, I didn't realize that we were playing Standard. And in my head, we were playing Historic decks. And so some of the cards I'm going to be naming that I'm expecting them to play are going to be Historic cards, because I thought we were playing Historic, but in reality we were playing Standard. So let's hop into the gameplays, and we will see. We'll talk about it at the wrap up. See you then. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If I forget to say it at the end of the video. This is our mono green food. Doesn't have all of the food cards in it. Say hello. Start off with the old Gildy. You dare. Don't shock my bird. I guess if you shock it, you're cooking it for us. And that's what we do on Thanksgiving, right? We're gonna eat this goose. All right. We've got 2 different food. Got some boar and some croissants and some pastries. Oh, looking good, looking good. I think we do go ahead and block here. If they want to use... Oh, they're just going to use 2 spells anyway? Okay. That's completely fine. Better on that than on this, right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? This Bone Crusher Giant's probably coming down. And I don't feel like they're going to attack us at all. Alright, well... Could draw a card. Could also gain 3. No attacks. Okay. All right, so tube attackers means that they are not going to be ember cleaving. So if they would have attacked with the fervent champion, I would have been a little more hesitant to make a block on this. This is going to die as well. Three. Yeah, we're just going to block like this. So we're not going to use the Bonder's Enclave because I'd rather look at 2 cards as opposed to 1 card. Really? Rage Hound. That's a pretty good one. That's a good blocker. That is a good blocker. Speaking of which... So we wouldn't have been able to do both of them, because we would have been able to generate 6 mana, but this is only for creature spells, and this is a sorcery, so we would not have been able to do that, so... In case you're wondering, Us being at 19 against a red aggro deck is really good, especially on, what, turn 6? Alright, another robber. Yeah, they might prioritize getting in with these to try to hit one of our big bombs. Interesting. Oh, they have to attack. And if they wanna get it back, they can. Oh, Scavenging Ooze was a pretty nice draw. So now we get to get rid of that. And yeah, I think this is a pretty safe attack. We're at 20. We also have cards we can eat out of our graveyard. Oh yeah. Rogor. We are bountiful with our food. Oh, good game. That was sweet. And if you're being gluttonous on Thanksgiving, as a lot of people tend to, it's even more important to hydrate. You want to flush your body, get as much as that junk that you're putting in out as quickly as possible. Hydration is important. It always is, and it always will forever will be. All right, this is an interesting draw. I really wish we had our Gilded Goose here. All right, so we can definitely afford to play one of these. These come into play tapped. Your Trail of Crumbs. I don't even know if we Trail of Crumbs now, honestly. Yeah, I think it's better just to go ahead and play that. Sure. Interesting. You're going to prioritize getting in for 4. We're trying to get this Great Henge down as quickly as possible. We could play it next turn. Great Henge into Trail of Crumbs. It's really good. Really, really good. Ooh, to the top. Yeah, so I don't think we actually Trail of Crumbs here. I think we're going to save up this ram through. Because he tops something, so we might need to kill a creature in response. Yeah, we're going to block. So they're obviously trying to get back one of those as a demon. They get a 5/5 demon when it comes back in. That's a pretty good hit. Oh, to the top again. Interesting. So, let's get some foods. And that is plural with an S. I think just card draw at this point is just going to be super, super important. Yeah. We're just going to get in. He's going to take 5, go to 19. And he's probably going to have a Call the Death Dweller here because he topped. Oh, Murder Strider? That's fine. That's fine. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Feasting Troll King is going to come down by sacrificing food. And, yeah, this is going pretty well with the food deck. All right. So, yeah, we had a lot of options there. So, we were going to get to sacrifice 3 food to bring this back. And then we still would have had access to 7 mana. We'd probably just honestly start casting our... I mean, there's 7 mana worth of creatures right there. I think I would have cast the Gilded Goose first, just to see what we would have drawn, and then from there, the Mammoth into the Brontodon. Or actually, the Mammoth into the Lovestrung Beast, maybe. But that's that. Let's go to game 3. Yeah, two aggressive decks in a row. Our deck's aggressive, but it's really more of like a mid-range, you know, let's take control. Yeah, we're gonna keep. I'm curious as if we're going to draw land here. If we don't draw land, it's going to be a little awkward. Okay. All right, so we drew a land. That's perfect. I don't really know if I want to play the Scavenging Ooze, though. Yeah, I think we might as well. This is probably the hammer deck. Okay. Yeah. You don't want to attack? Yeah, let's... Yeah, I feel like it's a little more important to have this as a potential land next turn. Even though I know it comes into play tapped. They're probably just going to play land and then that Bone Crusher Giant. The Giant. This is a Warrior. I don't see a necessary... Like, I don't necessarily see a theme right now. That's really good for them. Wow. Holy crap. Ugh. Alright, well, we're not attacking this go around. Oh, they have another one? They have another claim. They do. Oh my gosh. That's brutal. I think we're going to be fighting this Charger. I think we're taking one. Please don't have a bunch of pump spells. That would be really awkward. Oh, they do have a bunch of pump spells. Oh my god. Oh man. We need to get the Stroll King down. We need a forest right now. Alright, Bone Crusher. Perfect. Alright, we potentially have 9 life. Will we live, though? Are you kidding me? This person's deck is sweet. Like, legit. I don't know about these Fireblade Chargers. I really wish they were not attacking with... Soaks up this damage. Get to gain a lot of life. Maybe we should have... No. I mean, if they have like an Ember Cleave or something dumb... Oh my gosh. That counts as something dumb. Yep. We're going to lose to the trample damage, 5-9. And that's all we can do. Should have blocked the Bone Crusher. We are at 3. Okay. We're going to go ahead and go Vigilant.
Diversity is our greatest strength.
Wow, so that shock in their hand, they could only put us at 1. Ooh, that might have worked out. Wow, holy moly. That was a crazy recovery. Crazy recovery. That was a lot of damage they dealt to us. I might have to come back and look at building a deck similar to theirs, but without some of the dead cards. I really don't feel like... I don't feel like this deck needs to necessarily be super aggressive with the Chargers and the Infuriates and stuff like that. So, well, good game. I honestly cannot believe that we won that game. I was fully set on losing that game with all the stuff they were throwing at us. Double claim, Akroan. Was it the Akroan War? Yeah, that was... Ooh. That was something else. Something else right there. Alright, so we definitely need a land. So we're gonna keep... I'm gonna play the Love Struck... Oh, we drew a land too. That's actually good. Alright, so their deck could be anything. Alright, so it's just mono red. Probably mono red control. Sure. I'm getting kind of like Chandra vibes from them, unfortunately. We have to play this as a land. I want to be able to Questing Beast 100% next turn. I feel like we're going to see... Oh, we're not going to see a Chandra. Yeah, I think we just make them have to deal with this. Okay. You got it, you got it, you got it. Now we have a potential indestructible creature here. Wander's Enclave. What are you going to be enclaving?
I love to innovate and immolate.
So let's 100% get rid of this Chandra. They probably have another Storm's Wrath, but we do get to save the Wicked Wolf. 7, 8, 9, 10, really? Ugin. -4. Ah, that's so dumb. I know. We're doing this so we can trail a crumbs. That's the only reason. No, I know it goes away. Like, I don't know why you're oopsing me. Like, I know how it works.
Reality is unwritten.
We'll draw a card with the Bonders Enclave. Hopefully be able to deal with this. God, Ugin is so good. Well, we can kill that. Double Bonders Enclave is pretty nice. This costs 4. Why didn't it give me priority to... It's because they only tap mana. 10. Less. This is going to be a lot of damage. Yep. It's not looking good, team. It's not looking good.
Creation can be undone.
I know this just gets bolted. Can't bolt. Oh, actually, they don't, because they get +1/+1. All right. Well, what do you have at this point? Bolt the Guilty Goose. Bolt the Gilded Goose. That feels good.
Consider this a warning.
I just feel like they have another Ugin in their hand, right? I feel like they would have played another Ugin though when they were down to 2 loyalty. Okay. Okay. Maybe they just didn't have the mana. They didn't have the Ironcrag feat. No, they just have the Ulamog this time. Oh. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, my friend. Okay. Two 8/7s. Yeah, I don't know what they can draw here. They could draw Storm's Wrath and then bolt one of them. Nice, nice. Did not think we were going to win that one, definitely, with them hitting that early Ugin on us. Holy smokes. Why is this deck doing so good? Okay. Don't ask questions. Just let it happen. Just let it. Yeah, early Ugin. Man. Man, the Great Henge is so powerful. So powerful. What do we do here? I'm gonna try it. We got 2 removal spells. Not really the start that we wanted to see. Oh, that's bad. So we'll get to attack and then play a land next turn. Oh, they don't have... Oh, okay, perfect. They don't have a... They don't have another land. Oh, a ram... Oh my god, really? I can't believe they hit a ram through. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's pretty good. Double Wicked Wolf here is pretty good with... Ha ha ha. So I think we have to get ready for an Embercleave and like being able to remove it. Bone Crusher. This seems fine. It's gonna die regardless of what we do. So even if we'd done that to deal that, like... Yeah, so we're still gonna take 4. I don't know if it's right to do this, but I feel like it is because we can't just sit back forever. This is a great here. I don't even want this as a 1/1, do I? Gilded Goose. Yeah, I guess we do. Yeah, I think it's fine that we're going to be super aggressive here. And we have this ram through, super important. We can also just gain life. And if they double attack in hopes to get us with an Ember Cleave, we have this ram through that we can kill it in response. So if they attack, we'll just block the Lovestruck Beast to the Giant and the 1/1 to their 1/1. And then they'll probably try to Ember Cleave us, and then we'll just ram through. Okay. That's fine. So I think they're making the trade that... Okay, well, we wouldn't be able to attack. They can't block. Can we kill them? That's fine. Oh, this might have been the best draw on our deck, honestly. I don't want to tap out. Oh, sure. Seemed like a pretty good win here. Pretty good win. Ooh! Wow, this deck is super powerful. Holy smokes. Yeah, I mean, we are 5-0. We've been dealing with all of the aggressive decks. I feel like Ramthur has been the MVP of this deck. And we were, I mean, this close to not having Ramthurs in the deck. It was literally the last card that we added. So, I'm really glad that we did that. Super close, super close. Yeah, we figured, you know what? Well, we got the Troll King in here. He does have Trample. And then Questing Beast has Death Touch, so we could potentially kill any creature that our opponent throws down. But It's not going to matter if our opponent doesn't show up. There we go. Mox Mukta. What an interesting name. Right, so... I think we keep this. Opponent's on a mulligan. They plan. Let me see these sleeves. Those are pretty. Those are pretty. I don't know how it would react if I saw a floating. Like a floating island like that. Yeah. I think we're just gonna go ahead and match them. Oh yeah, we can do that too. We can do that too. All day long. Trail of Crumbs. We don't have Trail of Crumbs right now. We don't have Trail of Crumbs. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and play this Mammoth. It'll be a 5/5 next turn. Interesting that we're playing against like a mirror match. Yeah, Questing Beast, I'm not blocking. I'm trying to think if I value having this love stroke. I think we can take a damage here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a 1/1. I know I can't block with the Questing Beast, but I get to make a food token and then we can play Vivian. And that seems good. Very curious as to what they have. Wow, really? How is this person's deck? How is this person playing the same deck? Ooh, Troll King. Troll King seem better to play? I mean, they're gonna have to block this at some point. Yeah, Troll King's pretty good. They're gonna sack the food to go digging. I would do the same. Oh my god, they have Troll King also. This is a crazy matchup. I'm 100% gonna block this. I can just get it back for free. I mean, this is looking really good for us. They're a turn behind. And I feel like they're going to have to block our Mammoth this turn. I mean, I guess they don't have to block it. I would love for you to block with the Gilded Goose. That would be great. So I think we're going to make trampling tokens. I think that's the right play. All right, so Mammoth does nothing. All right, here comes the Troll King. Block, block. I wish we had another Troll King in our hand. That would be game, because then we can minus and then go get another questing beast, or go get a questing beast. We haven't drawn one yet. So we're just going to make a bunch of 3/3s.
I love making new friends.
So if we attack, they block, block, and then block, 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 no attacks. And we're still not 100% here, but we're in the high percentile. Wicked Wolf is actually a really good draw for them. Wicked Wolf is a great draw. And that could potentially kill our Troll King. But if they activate it, it is going to tap. Honestly, it might even be better to hit the 1/1. Yep, one more. Yeah, I still don't... This doesn't really do anything. You have 3 blockers. What is this? Oh, and your land comes into play tapped. All right. Oh. Good game, my friend. Good game. Block, block, block. Take 7. Yeah, so they definitely, if they would have fought our 1/1, we would not have been able to attack with the 2 Love Struck beasts. And then the game would have probably gone one more turn. So, good game to you, Mox. Good game. Alright, so it is the final boss time. Final boss fight. So, yeah, I am aware that there is a green food deck. I've played against it a few times in ranked. You know, so I built the deck based on how I thought it should be. So maybe Vivian's not what people are playing, and maybe the ram throughs are not what people are playing. But obviously the rest of the shell of the deck is pretty similar. All right, so 2 land, got a 3-drop Yorion deck. I think we're gonna keep this. What kind of Yorion deck is this? Probably Teamer deck. I feel like that's what we've just been seeing so much Teamer lately. I really just want to get to 4 mana. No, this is just a straight up blue-white control. This is just a normal blue-white Yorion deck. Two to the top. I don't like that. Take my goose. Take my goose again. The goose is loose. All right, we do want to draw a couple lands here. All right, so we're going to hit him for 10. So they don't have 2 blue. We have to Fate or Wrath, so they get a blocker. Maybe they think having the blocker there is fine. So I'm going to attack first. I'm going to go into full control. Yeah, they can sack the golden egg, but... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they could have just sacked the egg. An omen. I wonder if they have a settle the wreckage here. With them thinking this long about it, I'm not sure they have two good options here. Alright, so that's going to get rid of the questing beast, right? They do get to cast Yorion here. Yorion gets to bounce Skyclave, gets to draw him 3 cards. And that's assuming they don't have a Wrath, but a Wrath here would probably not be the best for them. I do think we're going to see Yorion. Yep. One, two. Huh. I'm surprised by this. Yeah. I'm surprised. So the Feasting Troll has Trample. So you put yourself in a really awkward position by not getting rid of this. So when you do blink this, you do give us back a 4/4, but that 4/4 does not have trample, and then you take away a 7/6. So I think swapping a 7/6 for a 4/4 that doesn't have trample is fine. It's still, they're still in an awkward position. But I just think you have to do that. I don't know what the point of playing this is, bouncing those 3 and then just immediately conceding. So I think you should have at least done that and give yourself an extra turn. We were going to potentially look at the top 4 cards of our deck before our turn to see if we could have hit another questing beast, because if we hit a questing beast, we're probably good anyway. We can't hit a ram through because this is only permanents, but that's what we would have done, and I mean, that's awesome. That was a sick run of games. So let's talk about it in the wrap up. All right, well, welcome back to the wrap up, and we crushed all of those bad historic decks. Oh man, all those people had no clue what to expect in historic, and yeah, we crushed those historic decks. They should have been playing better historic cards, but in reality, we know what happened. We played standard by accident, and yeah, and that's what happens whenever you don't put in standard, or when you don't put in historic cards. So we should have just left in the Llanowar Elves, or at least the few copies that I had in the deck. But yeah, so we did have 3 copies of Llanowar Elves. Like I don't remember if I actually mentioned it in the intro. I do know that we were going to play Llanowar Elves, but we actually did have 3 copies in here. And if we would have left those 3 copies in here, in addition, we would not have played those standard decks, but at the same time though, we wouldn't have had the ram throughs. And yeah, so I do think it's worth mentioning that we crushed it. Like I said, we went 7-0, so that's 2 7-in-a-row days in a row, which is crazy to me. But again, we were playing standard under the impression that we were playing historic until we discovered, after we played all of our games, that we did that on accident. So we had to come back and re-record our intro and our wrap up. But again, I still think this deck is viable in historic. I will probably at this point come back and do another video on historic at some point. The ram throughs are great in this deck. Huge MVP. But yeah, so again, this deck is pretty similar to I went and looked up a few decks after we played the mirror match in game 6. Well, I mean, after we recorded the last game, but us playing the one in game 6 really triggered me to come in here and look at some of these decks. And our deck is almost fairly similar to some of these decks, even some of the one-ofs. And again, I had a couple games playing ranked against a deck like this that was playing Llanowar Elves instead of the Gilded Goose. And we were playing one of our mill decks, and that's why I was able to see a lot of the decks. But you know, I've seen some of these decks not run the ram through. And I think just ram through is just so good. Green needs a removal spell, and I feel like it's the best creature removal spell that we have access to in green. So, and then Vivian is really good too. I think Vivian just lets this deck go over the top just a little bit. But yeah, that's where we're looking at this deck. This deck is great. And again, I'm sorry everybody that we accidentally played standard, and I know you guys are here for the historic content. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you enjoy the video and the channel, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, the bell icon. Check out all the cool links down in the description below, the Discord, the Patreon, and the Twitch link, because we do stream a lot now. We've been streaming some other games. And let me know again in the comments down below what you want to see in a future video. I'm waiting for all of the trolls, and I just want everybody to troll me and tell me, hey, you know what I want to see in the next video? Historic. So go ahead and bring it to me. Let me know you want to see historic in the next video. And that also lets me know that you made it to the end of the video. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. I hope everybody stays safe. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you next time. Remember, this channel would not exist without such amazing viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for interacting with the channel and helping grow the community. And a very big special thank you to the Patreons listed here for supporting the channel.